Hey everyone, Josh here. So today we're doing a really simple video, and I don't know why I've waited so long to do it. And that's going to be doing door shims on these front doors. So this is an issue on the Touaregs. I think some of the Audi and Porsche SUVs as well. So much so that Volkswagen and I think Porsche have OEM shim to do these doors, but it comes with an OEM price. So we are going to make my own kit and we're going to install it. So you can also buy homemade kits online, but the issue that I had with it was they give you an assortment of shims and not the size or a way to tell you what size you need. So that's why this is going to be a little bit different. You're going to ask yourself, how do you know that you need a shim? So the very first way is your door or your passenger door is going to be hard to shut. So you're going to, if you close it gently, it doesn't actually latch. You got to slam it. And then even then you can see body line's not real great. The next way is if you look at this body line, looks good, starts getting tight, and now we have chipped paint from the lack of gap. So this whole door is sitting down. The other way, if I had a light, you can see your door is all dinged up here from hitting your striker, and you can see your striker is going to be wore. So the fix for that is installing a shim on your bottom hinge. You could also unbolt this and slide this back a little bit, but that's somewhat difficult trying to get it set up where it needs to be. And of course, Volkswagen, they'll put one bolt going in, one going out. So you gotta disassemble part of your interior versus just slipping in a shim. Okay, so before we get started on the shims here, I thought I would just mention you should double check and make sure your hinges aren't completely wore out. Like this car's got 305,000 kilometers. The driver's side hinge, it's got just a touch of play, but not near enough to get that up there. So it's not like the door hinge is wore so bad it's hanging down. And my passenger side is just as bad as this door, and it was really tight. That's where the shim comes into play. So the OEM has a slot this way, which this would be solid. There's this style you can find online, and there's also styles where there's a slot here and a slot here, so you don't have to remove that bottom bolt, you can just slide it in. This made the most sense for me, so it'd stay in there. The top bolt will be about there, and the bottom one you can kind of see the marks. I've had this in for about a month now. I wanted to make sure the ABS plastic was durable. I've worked out of my car, so I'm in and out multiple times per day, and it seems to be holding up, and ABS seems pretty sturdy. So I needed a 2.5 mil in both of my doors, and that worked out great. Some people aren't going to have as tough doors as me, so I decided I would make 0.8 mil, which would be 30 thou, 1.5 mil, which is 60 thou, and then 2.5 mil, which is 100 thou. So that's my prototype, and this is the final edition. And then I know some people aren't a huge fan of plastic, so I got some 304 stainless laser cut. So a little bit more durable. Anyway, so I thought the reason I did it this way was I didn't want to buy an assortment, or possibly two assortments, to do both my driver and passenger door. So I decided to make my own, and I thought maybe somebody else might want to go this route as well. So I'll put the link in the description for both these styles. So let's go to measuring and figure out which one we need. As far as measurements, I'm just going to use my top chrome trim because that's kind of the most obvious thing when you're getting in. You're looking at the door handle and you're looking at the door, I guess. So that's the most obvious thing to see. So you can see how far out this door is. Like pretty well the whole chrome width is out. And it's been like that for quite a while. So I'm going to measure off the floor to the top here. Okay, so I'm measuring the back door. So I got the door all the way open. Tape measure nice and straight. And I'm going to say I'm 48 3/4 to the top of my trim. So then this front door, as you bring it in, it kind of gets pulled up on the seals and stuff. So I've got it away from the seals and all that. And I'm going to say I'm 48 1/4. So I've got to go up 1/2 inch. I measure it here. 48 1/4. Okay, so installing these shims. So I'm going to start with the 0.8 mil or the 30 thou. So I'm going to guess that this is probably going to get us the 1/8 of an inch at the back here. I'm going to guess this 1.5 is going to get us probably that 1/4 of an inch or so. And then that 2.5 mil will get me within that 1/2 inch or so to actually get it lined up, because I was pretty happy with it before. So just going to double check. So this one's paper thin. So nice and easy. So with this style, you're going to leave this top bolt in. We're going to remove this bottom one, and you're going to want to make sure that you mark your door, or you mark where your bolts are, because you can move your door in and out, and that's going to affect how your door lines up with your fender this way. So you want to basically put it back to how it was, or if your door was out, then you can kind of play with it a little bit, but you don't want to get too far out. So I'm gonna get this set up on the tripod and get this shim put in. Okay, so I got a beautiful view of my rust here too. So anyway, so like I said, top bolt is loose, bottom bolt is gone, sitting right here. You can use a jack on the bottom of your door sill. The other thing you can do is, this is a pretty simple design to slip in, so you can grab your interior door handle with one hand, kind of lift up a little bit and slip the other one in. So that's what I'm going to do here, like that, and we're golden. So you can get this bolt put back in, and then if you don't have triple squares, it's going to have to be a fairly short one. It's an M8 triple square, so it's got to fit in here like so. If yours are a little bit longer, you can always fit a wrench on this part of the hex. That saves you a little bit of room. So I'm gonna get this tightened back down, we'll do a measurement. The 0.8 mil or 30 thou shim in there. We are now, I would say, we're not at 48.5 yet, so I think we gained 3/16 of an inch or so, which is a bit more than the 1/8 of an inch that I kind of had figured, but yeah, that's kind of surprising. So if you run a tape measure, eye up the door, looking better, but still not what we need. So let's get this 1.5 mil in. The 1.5 mil door actually shuts nice. It still droops down a bit. So let's see what the measurement is now. The 1.5 mil shim brought it up to, I would say, 48 and 9/16. So we gained, yeah, just over our 1/4 of an inch that I kind of had guessed. So I would say we were probably 5/16 of an inch. But again, we're aiming for that full 1/2 inch. So let's get the 2.5 mil back in here. So with the 2.5 mil in there, we are just below the 3/4 of an, or the 48 3/4. So we didn't quite get the 1/2 inch, but we're pretty close. So then as far as the door alignment, I would say we're still just ever so slightly lower, but definitely a lot better than where we started. And now the door doesn't have to get slammed, so quick and easy. Okay, so I'm gonna end the video here. So I've got my 2.5 mil plastic shim back in, so it seems to be holding up pretty good so far. So that's what I put back in. So I'm hoping this kind of helps you, whether you're making them, buying them, or whatever you're doing. Hopefully this video kind of gave you a rough idea on the thickness that you need and what it kind of equates to at the back of the door. So that's it for today. So thanks for watching.